Hi. If you're still manually entering EDI orders from a portal into Acumatica or plan on implementing Acumatica as your ERP, this video is for you. At low volume, manual entry might feel manageable. A retailer sends an EDI purchase order, someone opens the EDI portal, someone from your team re-enters that order into Acumatica as a sales order. Then once the order ships, someone has to go back and create the advance ship notice in the EDI portal. Then someone has to send the invoice, which is an EDI 810. That works until order volume grows, trading partners multiply, and suddenly EDI becomes a full-time operational headache. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how Elevate integrates directly with Acumatica Cloud ERP, how orders, shipment notices, invoice, and acknowledgements move automatically, and what you should know before connecting EDI to Acumatica. I'm Lena with EDI Support. We help small and mid-sized businesses manage EDI without needing to hire an in-house EDI expert. If you like our videos, please like this video and hit that subscribe button to keep getting daily updates on EDI best practices content that we publish. One of the most common requests we get from growing manufacturers, distributors, and 3PLs is this. We're already using Acumatica. Can our EDI orders flow directly into Acumatica instead of someone typing them in manually? And the answer is yes, and that is called Acumatica EDI Integration. Let's talk about what you already have, right? The scenario on the left of the slide, you started with an EDI portal. That means an EDI 850 purchase order arrives in a portal. Someone opens that portal, reads the order, and then manually re-enters the same order into Acumatica. Then the shipment happens. And after that, someone goes back and creates the EDI 856 advance ship notice. And then someone from your team creates the EDI 810 invoice. Well, at low volume, this can feel manageable, as I already said. But as the order volume grows, the same process starts creating more manual work, more risk, and more delays. Now, the contrast is on the right side. You will see what an Acumatica Integrated EDI looks like. With an integrated flow, the EDI 850 does not sit in a portal waiting for someone to rekey it. It flows into Acumatica and becomes a sales order. When the shipment is confirmed in Acumatica, the EDI 856, or ASN as we call it, can be generated from the shipment data. When the invoice is created, the 810 can be sent from the invoice data. Now you see that difference? So the big shift is this. More orders should not automatically mean more manual work. The integration should help the order flow move through the business without forcing your team to rebuild the same transaction in multiple systems. The ultimate goal is to keep your team working inside Acumatica while the EDI process runs in the background. The real problem is not just we need EDI. The real problem is what happens when manual EDI becomes operational infrastructure. Manual processes create wasted time because people are copying data from one system to another. They create errors because item numbers, quantities, units of measure, and ship-to details can be entered incorrectly. They create missed ASN windows because shipment notices often have strict timing rules. They create visibility gaps because your team may not know whether a document was received, accepted, rejected, or stuck. And they overload teams because every new trading partner, every new document, and every new order adds more administrative work. Manual entry can work when volume is low. But once EDI becomes part of your daily order-to-cash workflow, the process needs to be more structured. That is where integration becomes important. And worst of all, your team never has a clean view of whether the order actually made it from the trading partner into Acumatica correctly. Well, this is the major problem Acumatica EDI integration solves. Now let's talk about what Acumatica EDI integration actually means. By definition, Acumatica EDI integration is the automated connection between your trading partners and Acumatica Cloud ERP through an EDI provider like Elevate. The trading partner sends EDI documents, Elevate receives those documents, validates them, translates them, and then uses Acumatica's API to create or update the right records inside Acumatica. So an EDI 850 purchase order becomes a sales order in Acumatica. A confirmed shipment in Acumatica becomes an EDI 856 advance ship notice. An AR invoice in Acumatica becomes an EDI 810 invoice. Inventory data can become an EDI 846 inventory update. And functional acknowledgements like the 997s are handled at the EDI layer, so both sides know documents were received. So the goal is simple. Your team keeps working inside Acumatica, Elevate handles the EDI layer in the background, and Elevate team takes care of the entire operation. So now let's talk about how the integration works. There are three parts to this integration. First, trading partner connectivity. As you can see, that is how documents move between your business and your retailers, distributors, marketplaces, or 3PLs. Depending on the trading partner, that connection might use AS2, SFTP, WAN, or any other method. This is the layer where documents physically come in and go out. Second is the EDI translation. Raw EDI files are not built for Acumatica. An EDI 850, for example, is an X12 file with segments, qualifiers, codes, and partner-specific rules. Elevate translates that EDI document into structured data that Acumatica can understand. The same thing happens in reverse. When Acumatica has shipment or invoice data ready, Elevate converts that data into the exact EDI format your trading partner requires. And third, the Acumatica API connection. This is the part that actually talks to Acumatica in layman language. Elevate uses Acumatica's REST API to create, read, or update records like sales orders, shipments, invoices, and other related data. So the simple way to think about it is this. Your trading partner speaks EDI. Acumatica speaks API. Elevate sits in the middle and translates both sides. Now, I would like to walk you through a typical order. Let's start from step one. Your trading partner sends an EDI 850 purchase order. That might be from Walmart, Target, Chewy, Home Depot, a distributor, or any other partner. Step two, Elevate receives the 850 and validates it. We check the document against that partner's requirements. Are the required fields there? Are the item numbers valid? Is the ship to code recognized? Are the qualifiers correct? Step three, Elevate translates that EDI 850 and sends it into Acumatica through the API. Inside Acumatica, it becomes a sales order with the right customer items, quantities, pricing, and ship to information. Step four, the 997 acknowledgement confirms the document was received. If the trading partner requires an 855 purchase order acknowledgement, that can also be generated based on whether the order is accepted, changed, or rejected. Step 5. Your team processes the order inside Acumatica like they normally would. They pick, pack, and ship, and also confirm the shipment. Step 6. Once the shipment is confirmed, Elevate pulls the shipment data from Acumatica and creates the EDI 856 advance ship notice. That ASN may include tracking numbers, shipment dates, carton details, weights, and item information, depending on what the trading partner requires. Step 7. When the invoice is created in Acumatica, Elevate uses that AR invoice data to generate and sends the EDI 810 invoice. So the flow is, trading partner sends the order, Acumatica receives the sales order, your team fulfills it, Elevate sends the ASN and invoice back to your trading partners. There's no duplicate entry, no separate portal process. You don't have to be in the Elevate portal. No one is rebuilding the same order in two systems. So let's talk about some of the supported EDI documents that we touched upon. The core documents are EDI 850, which is the inbound purchase order that becomes a sales order in Acumatica. EDI 855, which is the purchase order acknowledgement. EDI 856, which is the advance ship notice generated from the shipment data in Acumatica. EDI 810, which is the invoice generated from Acumatica AR. EDI 997, which confirms receipt of EDI documents, and EDI 846 sometimes, which is commonly used for inventory updates. Some businesses also need warehouse documents like 940 and 945 if a 3PL is involved. But for many small and mid-sized businesses, the first integration usually starts with 850, 856, 810, and 997. Then the additional documents are added based on trading partner requirements. Now let's talk about what has to be configured before you go live. Now, here's the part people sometimes underestimate. The technical connection matters, but the real work is mapping. Now, what's mapping? Mapping means making sure the data your trading partner sends matches the way your Acumatica instance is set up. For example, your retailer may send their own item number, but Acumatica uses your internal SKUs. So we need item cross-references. Your retailer may order in cases, but Acumatica may track inventory in eaches. So we need unit of measure conversions. Your trading partner may have multiple ship-to locations, banners, or divisions. So those need to map to the correct customer and ship-to records in Acumatica. If your Acumatica environment has custom fields, those need to be mapped too. So maybe you track a routing code, a compliance attribute, a customer reference number, or some industry-specific data. A good integration should work with how your Acumatica environment is already configured. It should not force your team to change a process that works just because the EDI provider cannot map to it. That is why clean item masters, consistent units of measure, and accurate customer records make a big difference in implementation speed. And that is why we work with your Acumatica partner or Acumatica implementation partner or your Acumatica consultant to make sure everything is set up properly. All right, so next topic that I did want to talk about and touch upon a little bit is what makes Elevate different. The difference with Elevate is that it is fully managed for you. That means Elevate handles the trading partner connectivity, the EDI translation, the Acumatica API integration, the mapping, the testing, I would say end-to-end testing, and the ongoing support. You're not managing separate vendors for EDI translation or integration development and support. You're not expected to monitor every document yourself, and you're not left alone when a trading partner changes a requirement. Now, you need to understand that retailers change EDI specifications time to time. They update required fields, they change ship-to codes, they add new rules. When that happens, Elevate helps manage the EDI maps and keeps you informed so your process does not quietly break after you go live. For a growing business that matters a lot because EDI is just not a software connection. It's a part of your daily operations. Let's talk about how your onboarding process should look like, right? So it's usually in 4 phases. First is the assessment. We review your trading partner requirements and your Acumatica setup, work with your Acumatica consultant to see how things are in your Acumatica instance and how things are in our EDI portal. That includes documents, communication methods, item structure, order types, custom fields, warehouses, and any existing EDI processes. Second, configuration. We map your EDI data to the right Acumatica fields. We configure trading partner connections. We set up the document flow. And third would be end-to-end testing. This is where we test the full end-to-end workflow. Can a test 850 come in and create the right sales order in Acumatica? Can shipment data flow back out as a correct 856? Can invoice data become a correct EDI 810? Can the trading partner approve the test documents? Everything is tested from end to end. Fourth is go live. Once testing is complete, transactions move into production with monitoring and support. For many current integrations, a typical timeline is around 3 to 6 weeks from kickoff to the first trading partner going live. Depending on the number of partners, the documents involved, the complexity of your Acumatica setup, and trading partner responsiveness. I hope that gave you a good idea about how an onboarding process should look like. Now, there are some common issues to watch for that I would like to talk about. There are a few things that can slow down an Acumatica EDI integration. The first is item master inconsistency. If the retailer's item numbers do not match what is in Acumatica, or if the cross-reference data is missing, orders can fail or require manual review. The second is unit of measure mismatch. Cases, eaches, packs, cartons, and inner packs need to be mapped correctly. The third is advanced ship notice complexity. The 856 is often the most detailed sensitive document because it depends on shipment data, carton information, tracking numbers, and timing. The fourth is custom Acumatica configuration. Custom fields are not a problem, but they do need to be understood and mapped correctly. The fifth is trading partner changes. An integration that works on day one still needs to be maintained as retailers update their rules. That is why support and continuous monitoring matter just as much as the initial setup. So when you talk to your EDI provider, ask for what kind of support they're providing. Is it a bot? Is it a ticket-based system? Can you talk to someone? Can you reach out to someone via email or phone? All that becomes really important. Next topic, and probably the last one, is who this is best for, right? Elevate's Acumatica EDI integration is a good fit if you're already using Acumatica Cloud ERP and EDI has become a real operational process for your business. It is especially useful if you're spending maximum of your daily time entering EDI orders into Acumatica. You're managing multiple trading partners, you're getting more order volume than your team can comfortably handle manually, or you're seeing errors from duplicate entry, or you're switching EDI providers and want to clean up the Acumatica connection at the same time. Or even if you want EDI to scale without adding more administrative work to your team. It may not be the first priority for you if you only have one trading partner or very low EDI volume and manual entry is not causing errors or delays yet. In that case, a managed non-integrated EDI setup may be a practical first step, with Acumatica integration added later as the volume grows. Hopefully you got a lot of information out of this video. So if you're using Acumatica and EDI is starting to feel like a second system your team has to manage, this is exactly where integration can help. Remember, the goal is not just to connect EDI to Acumatica. The goal is to remove duplicate work, reduce errors, keep orders moving, and give your team one cleaner workflow from purchase order to shipment to invoice. If you want to learn more about our Acumatica EDI integration, we have a detailed blog in the description. We'll look at your trading partners, your current Acumatica setup. We'll work with your Acumatica consultant. We'll take a look at the documents you need and whether integration makes sense for you or not. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about Acumatica EDI integration, reach out to us. All the information is in the video description below.
Meet Elevate, the modern cloud-based EDI platform designed for growing businesses that may or may not have EDI experience and deserve better. No installs, no servers, just secure real-time EDI that works for you anywhere. Get EDI compliant with 200+ retailers like Walmart, Target, Chewy.com, Amazon, and more without the hassle of endless back and forth. Elevate automates every document, from purchase orders to shipment notices to invoices, so you can focus on fulfillment, not formatting. We set up your trading partners, map your data, and test every connection end to end. Once approved by your trading partner, you go live quickly and confidently. Have an ERP? You can now easily connect Elevate with your ERP via APIs, CSV, or XML, or use any flat files. All systems will now talk to each other. And when you need help, you get real humans, not bots. We're your EDI team, start to finish. Transparent pricing, no contracts. EDI that actually works for you. Elevate your business today with EDI that cares.